Hi, and welcome to the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Shelley Whitehead. Thank you so much for joining us right here on the Owatonna Today Show. You can see us on Charter Channel 8 6 days a week, or if for some reason you can't catch us there, you're a busy person, you can always find us on the internet. We are on YouTube as well as blip.tv. And when you like us on Facebook, Leanne does this amazing thing where she posts the most recent episode right to your news feed. So like us so you can see what's going on in your area and your community. The Owatonna Today Show is all about the Owatonna and its area. So please let us know what's going on in your community. If you've got something going on and you've got a special event coming up, let us know. Send us an email at owatonnatoday@charter.net, or you can call Leanne Alt at 390-5751 and let us know so we can get you on the air, or if you're a little nervous, maybe somebody you know, to talk about the event and maybe get some more support for those things that are going on in your life. We'd love to do that for you. We do thank you so much for joining us right here on Charter Channel 8 and the Owatonna Today Show. Stick with us. We're going to be talking about a wrap-up for United Way and the first annual Daddy-Daughter Dance. So please stay with us.
I'm Dan Branstead of Carlson Branstead and Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Greetings, I'm Laura Ressler, Director of the Steele County Historical Society, and I welcome you to our History Center. We invite you to join in all our activities events where we honor the past and look towards the future.
And we're back. Thanks for joining us. We are going to be talking today to the people who've worked very hard for the United Way. We have with us Deb Buck and Eric Miller. Hi, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
We really appreciate it. So what we're going to do first, if you don't mind, is give us tell us a little bit about yourself, introduce yourself to the audience. We'll start with you, Eric.
Great. My name is Eric Miller. I work in human resources at Jostens and was part of the campaign committee for the United Way campaign this year in Owatonna. So I've only been with Jostens a couple of years. Which makes me a newbie in every sense of the word. But it's been a great experience helping head up the campaign this year.
Good. All right, Deb?
And I'm Deb Buck. I'm the Director of Customer Service at Jostens, and I've been at Jostens for 19 years. And we were very excited in June when we were approached to see if Jostens would consider being the corporate campaign leader for United Way.
Well, you mentioned that this is the first time that Jostens has done this role with United Way. And we've been able to talk with you a couple of times about this event, and you mentioned how this has just been a great event for you. So let's, first of all, we'll talk about the success of the program in a minute, but I want to discuss, first of all, how has it impacted your company, and what have you seen some of the benefits of being a corporate leader in this sponsoring?
Well, like I've said throughout the whole campaign, Dan C. Gainey was a huge benefactor to the community and did a lot of things for the community. So when we were approached, it just seemed logical that we would want to do more in the community. Our employees do a lot for the community, but this was really our opportunity to step it up a notch. And Eric and I were the co-leaders, but we also had 4 others on our team. But we really rallied all of our employees, and it wasn't only about educating them, but what are the things that we can do in the community that will really make a difference and help collect the needed funds for United Way. And it was a great experience, and I think all of our employees, including myself, have a much better appreciation and understanding for what United Way does for our community.
Explain to me a little bit about what does the United Way do, or what does the sponsor do? What did Jostens have to do to help raise funds for this year?
Well, it was all really about being out, being visible, advocating. It's all about advocating, volunteering, and giving. But it was really giving freely of our time, being there, being that voice. We had many events. We had an event here in Owatonna. Then obviously it's all of Steele County, not just Owatonna. We went to Blooming Prairie. and got to meet some wonderful people there. And then we actually went into Medford. And again, we really wanted to get some new energy and excitement into the programs, as I'm sure other companies that have been corporate campaign leaders. So in Medford, we tried something new. We actually went to one of their home football games in September and really tried to get the word out about United Way.
And it's so interesting how you said each company that does become the corporate leader, they kind of put their own little stamp on it, and that's what's been fun for you is as Jostens has been able to put their stamp on it. And so I know that you would like some other companies to do the same thing, step forward and say, hey, we'd like to do this because you've seen a great benefit for your own company.
Absolutely. You know, when people ask me, you know, or say, gee, you know, it must be a lot of work, I'm not going to deny that it is a lot of work. But as I said last Tuesday night when we had our victory celebration, I personally, as well as the team, got so much more out of it than we ever put into it. I mean, there are so many wonderful people in the community, and some that we were able to recognize, and many more that are probably those silent behind the scenes that are really giving a lot of their time and effort for United Way. And then there's so many people supporting those organizations also. So it was a lot of work, but we got so much more out of it than we ever put into it.
Oftentimes that's what happens when you help with it. Eric, let's talk about that victory celebration. First of all, United Way had a goal of...
We had a goal of $700,000 for operating funds for calendar year 2014, and we got very, very, very close, just about 97% of our goal. So the good news is that we're close enough where all the 26 partner agencies will be funded as planned. So that was a lot of fun to be, even though we wanted to be able to let people know that we got the whole goal, it was still close enough.
Close. It was so close.
Absolutely.
What happened at that celebration when you when they announced those numbers and had people there? What kind of things happened?
Well, I think people just felt. I mean, it was kind of the preaching to the choir group. Yeah. I mean, these are the people that were heavily involved, and just kind of. That's one of the things that struck me working through the campaign. One was the need. The statistic that Evelina had is that 10,000 people in Steele County are served every year, which is a lot of people, really. But then you compare that to the number of people that give and care. Big companies, small companies, individuals. There's so many people that are involved in helping meet that need. So with 26 agencies, you know, really spanning everyone from pre-birth to senior care, it was fun to see everyone's kind of smile because everyone had a stake in that goal there. Many of the partner agencies were represented there. You know, the United Way board members, many of them were there as well. So that was just fun to be able to confirm with them that what they plan to do for 2014 is going to happen.
Being kind of new to the community, what things surprised you as you worked, you know, kind of maybe got a little bit, knew more people in the community, got to know some of the service agencies. What's something that surprised you through this process? I'm
not sure if it was a surprise, but it's just this assumption that everyone gives. Everyone cares and they give financially, they give their time, they give of their resources. It's just like every time we had an event, there'd be somebody new that was there that we hadn't seen before, who gave in a significant way, and people have an affinity to a particular program. I know we heard from people whose elderly parents had benefited from the senior program. Mm-hmm. So for them, giving to the senior program was a very big deal because they'd seen the results of that. And that was just one example of many that we saw.
For you, Deb, was there something that surprised you? You've been in the community a little bit longer than he has. Was there something that surprised you throughout this process?
Not really. Kind of like Eric. I think sometimes we take for granted the great community that we live in, and people do step up to the plate. And if they can't give financially, I saw so much where people were advocating or volunteering, and I think that is just so very important. It's a very caring community, and like Eric said, I thought I knew what United Way stood for, but getting more involved, just the sheer number of people that rely on support at times was quite stunning and staggering to me.
So that would be the surprise that came from you. So let's talk about United Way itself specifically. You've done a lot of work these past several months, many months, trying to get financial support. Let's talk about United Way itself, Deb. Tell me a little bit about the program itself and what that has meant to you and what it means to the community.
Well, to me, United Way, it's an agency, and it's really a larger umbrella. I mean, there's many wonderful organizations or associations or, people giving through their church and that type of thing, and that's all very important also. But to me, United Way, it's that larger umbrella that really tries to encompass and really try to help much broader into the community. And even though these 26 agencies get supported and support through United Way, they still are trying to raise their own funds also through, their own fundraising and those type of things. So to me, United Way covers, much more and is much broader. And as Eric said, it goes from, very young education, health, all of that, right to, up to seniors. So it basically covers you at any point in time in your life when you may have a need.
And Eric, another interesting thing is like you said, there are so many, Deb said, there's so many great programs in the community. But United Way has a vetting process that they have people come in and they have, when they apply, there's certain criteria they have to meet. And it kind of makes you feel comfortable that you're giving to an organization that will be very responsible with your money.
Exactly. These funds stay in Steele County. I mean, these funds benefit our citizens, and so that's a rewarding part of it as well. Is that dollar for dollar, it all stays here. It affects somebody here locally, and that's something that's very important to the individual donors as well as the companies as well.
Yeah, because sometimes when you give to an organization, you're not sure where that money goes, and United Way does a really good job of being transparent too. Of this is where this money goes, this much and this much, so that people know when they give that money, they know exactly where it's going.
Exactly. There's the board. The president this year is Annette Frank, who's a former Jostens employee, and we know well. And she's one of about almost 30 people on that board, and they're really committed to transparency, to effectiveness. They've gone through a series of transformational kinds of ways of looking at how they deliver services. So we're like Deb said earlier, we're just glad to be part of it. We kind of took our turn, we did our thing. We put our spin on it, but we know that there's so many other people in the community that can do the same thing, and hopefully even do it better.
I personally would like to thank you for the time and energy you put into that, because I know your families will like to have you back now after all of that. So thank you so much for giving of your time. And sometimes it's easier to give money than time, some people. So it was really good to see a pair of you and many other people at Jostens who stepped forward and did that. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right. Thanks. We will be right back. Please stay with us.
When using a fire extinguisher, we suggest using the pass system. Pull the pin at the top of the extinguisher that keeps the handle from being accidentally pressed. Aim the nozzle toward the base of the fire. Squeeze the handle to discharge the extinguisher. If you release the handle, the discharge will stop. Sweep the nozzle back and forth at the base of the fire. After the fire appears to be out, watch it carefully since it may reignite. If you have the slightest doubt about whether or not to fight the fire, get out and close the door behind you. This has been a safety message from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Did you know that it is illegal in the city of Owatonna to host or allow a gathering where minors will be consuming alcoholic beverages on your property or in your residence? Did you know that it is illegal to provide minors with alcohol unless they are your own kids in your own home? Underage drinking leads to increased risk of future chemical dependency, engaging in more serious criminal activity, and becoming a victim of a crime. Please help keep our kids and our community safe by not encouraging, hosting, or allowing underage drinking. This is a message from the Owatonna Police Department and the Safe and Drug-Free Coalition of Steele County.
Hi, I'm Glenn Mager.
And I'm Tim Thomas of the Brick Mager Funeral Home, and we're proud to serve the Medford and Owatonna areas with cremation and traditional funeral services.
And we're proud to be a part of the Owatonna Today Show.
And we're back with the Owatonna Today Show. I have with me in studio Sara, McKay, and Paul Knutson. Hello.
Hi there.
Good morning.
And you made it. I'm so proud of you.
Yes.
And we're here to talk today about a fundraiser for the School District Foundation. And you two have put some work and some creativity into this. But first, before we get there, let's start with you introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about yourself. So we'll start with you.
Okay, I'm Sara McKay. I'm a lifelong resident of Owatonna. My daughter is currently a senior at Owatonna High School, and I've been on the foundation going on 2 years now.
Okay, good.
I'm Paul Knutson. I grew up in Owatonna, but I was gone for 20 years. I'm a retired Air Force officer, so I enjoyed that and came back. And my kids got to go to Owatonna schools. I was on the school board for a couple years. Oh, well, actually, I guess 8 years. Time went fast.
More than a couple, yes.
Now I'm on the foundation board, which is trying to make a difference for kids too.
Let's start with that. Sara, tell me a little bit about the foundation. And what is this, we know about the school district, of course, but what is this foundation? Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, the Independent School District 761, the Foundation Board, is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. What we do is we enhance the existing programs that the school district has. We also encourage development of innovative programs that the school district also has by ways of agriculture, industrial technology, athletics, music, professional technology, teacher trainings, scholarships.
Wow.
What else am I forgetting?
Wow, a lot of different things.
We're involved in almost many of the activities going on in the schools, not only the academic side, but also the extracurricular kind of activities and the after-school stuff that all the kids have a chance to be a part of at the elementary level as well as the secondary level.
Why was this foundation made? What hole did they see that they needed to be filled?
I think it was because the school was starting to get some funding back in 1992. There was the Hammond funds, I know, and the HARP fund and a few others. And the school isn't set up to handle those kind of donations that are meant to pay out over a period of time instead of just spending it all right away. Mm-hmm. So the foundation got set up, and then Mr. Kloddick donated a huge amount from his estate. He was a farmer, and he donated money for the egg programs, and so all of a sudden we had a lot of money, and it's grown now. Fortunately, we have several $1 million that we are managing and using just the fund, the interest that's earned every year. So we're not paying or using up the principal. But last year we were able to give $174,000 for all the school activities that we.
Wow. And that academic as well as extracurricular and that kind of thing. So kind of touching the lives of almost every student that's involved in the school system.
That's our hope, that we're not trying to play favorites with anybody. We're trying to help everybody that needs a little extra that the school can afford to help them with.
Well, that's interesting. Is the foundation sounds like it's very healthy at this point, but yet there's always room for more. And so you guys have decided that there's time for a fundraiser, and you've decided to do a really fun, unique fundraiser.
Yes.
Let's talk about this fundraiser.
Okay, we're hosting the first annual Daddy-Daughter Dance. It's Saturday, February 8th from 5 until 9 p.m. at the Owatonna Elks Club. This cost is $65 for daddy or daughter. We do have a Facebook page established, and I've already got questions. What if there's a daddy not present? We encourage uncles and grandfathers and family friends. So Daddy-Daughter Dance is for those girls age 5 to 12, $65 a couple, and that includes your meal, a dance with a DJ, a 5x7 picture from Oldenburg Photography, so he's going to be there taking professional photos. We're just going to have a good time. So this is the first year, so we're hoping for it to be a successul event.
Well, and while it's adorable, totally adorbs.
Yeah.
There also seems to be a really good, it sounds like a really good way to get dads and daughters together, or a young girl together with a father figure, somebody to spend quality time with them,
right?
And kind of just encourage them. Where did the idea come from?
I'm actually on several boards for the state of Minnesota for Recreation and Park Association, and there are quite a few communities up in the metro area that do this as a fundraiser and has been incredibly successful. So we thought, let's try something down here and see what we can do. Steve Stansbury also has the Owatonna Spelling Bee. We host the Spelling Bee at the fair, so that is also one of our fundraisers as well.
Good. So tell me a little bit, Paul, what is the importance of this? Because it's a fundraiser itself, but it seems like a little even more than that.
Well, this is our first attempt to have a fundraising initiative. In the past, the board is only 20 years old, so they relied on money coming in from various foundations and estates and that kind of thing. But now we're saying let's be proactive. Let's go out there and try to raise some money and make awareness of what we're doing, so more people can say, "Oh yeah, I want to be a part of this. I want to help the schools. I want to be doing things that make a difference for our community."
Mm-hmm. And do you have daughters?
I do not. I have 2 sons, and they're adults now, but I have a granddaughter that's just not old enough yet. But in a few years, I'll bring her.
Because I don't know, I just love the idea of having that date night for a young girl and an adult. Let's talk about the foundation again. You've been kind of told us some of the broader things that have happened, so the money's going to go. What are some specifics? Can you tell us about any specifics that have happened, like through the agricultural programs or through some of the athletic programs that the foundation has been able to help with?
Well, something current that I thought was real exciting. Adam Young, that's the name, Adam Young from Owl City, did a concert here, and he donated all the money to go into our foundation then, but to use specifically for the music programs. And so, in the last year, a bunch of that got used for the marching band and for some, along with the Wenger Foundation, some new equipment there at the high school auditorium so that they have better acoustics. And there's still a little money left in that funds, and I think it would probably get used this year for the music department. But, that's the kind of thing that we'd like to see, that money coming in just because somebody would like to make a change, whether it's music or whether it's academics or in the ag department, like Mr. Claudia wanted. And we have a lot of foundations and estates that are giving money for scholarships for our graduating seniors. I have a list here. Let me look at them, but I'd like to recognize some of them. The Mann Foundation, the Oswald Family, Stepanek, the class of 1958. I think that's super that one of the classes has decided, okay, we want to give back, and so that they do that. And I wish more classes would start something like that. The Buxton Fund, these are all scholarships. Arnfeld, that every year we give, I think it's $100,000 away at the high school that goes to graduating seniors.
Wow. It seems to me that's like one of the biggest contributors of scholarships in the area would be this foundation.
Well, I don't know about other cities, but
for
Owatonna.
Yeah, that's great. So talk to me a little bit. You do a lot of stuff in the community, Sarah. So why is this foundation important for you to step up and give of your time? Because you are a very, very busy person.
I think just enhancing the programs that we already have going in the district. It's another means of support, especially to give additional opportunities to our youth and to our future generation. It was important for me to be on the board. Simply, I enjoy being involved in community activities and promoting Owatonna because it's a great place. My daughter's going to be the 4th generation to graduate from that Owatonna High School.
Wow.
So, there's a sense of pride here, and Paul, is a graduate, and a lot of the board is. So we have lots of great people on the board.
And it's also another way of just kind of helping promote getting kids to come back because they bring their own kids and kind of helping that 5th generation.
Yeah, exactly.
Have their kids at Owatonna. Well, let's give the details again for the dance.
It is Saturday, February 8th at the Elks Club, 5 to 9 p.m. Cost is $65. It's semi-formal, business casual. We'd like the girls to get dressed up in their fancy dresses, so we're going to have, like I said, professional photographer there taking pictures. Business casual for dads. We really like to not see jeans, but we understand. But it's just going to be a fun evening. They can register through Owatonna Community Education.
Okay. And what is one of the? I know there's going to be a DJ, but this will all be appropriate music for younger kids.
Absolutely. Yep. Yep.
Good. And so tell me, if you had, what is one thing that maybe dads are out there thinking, I don't know, I don't dance. Give us a reason why they need to bring their daughters out to this event.
Well, I think it's going to be fun. This is our first time at it, but I think everybody's going to have a good time, and as, with a picture going away, they're going to have something to remember this
Lifelong
event.
memory.
And we hope this is an annual event.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a lot of fun. And
Yes.
I think it's a great time. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you coming in, sharing this foundation, which, like you said, I don't think a lot of people know. Some people do, but I don't think it's got what it
Yeah,
needs.
we're separate from the Owatonna Foundation, and we're separate from the school. We're independent and unique.
And so you need to know about it. Thank you so
Yes,
much for your time
thank you
today.
very
Appreciate
much.
it. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Amy Martinez.
And I'm Adam Martinez, owners of Snap Fitness in Owatonna.
Snap Fitness is a fast, convenient, and affordable fitness center, and we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Everyone deserves opportunities to have a good life, a quality education that leads to a stable job, enough income to support a family through retirement, and good health. But the reality is, many children fall behind, many families are struggling, and many others are in poor health. United Way's goal is to find long-term solutions. Thanks to a grant from the Otto Bremer Foundation, we're hosting community conversations this year to address these issues. If you'd like to join us, please call our office.
Hi, this is Barry Gillespie, president of ERA Gillespie Real Estate, where our pledge is to save you money, save you time, and simplify your life. And we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
It's time to take a look at some of your community announcements. We want to remind you that if you do have any community announcements, make sure you get them to us so we can get them on the air. It's Read Around the World this Saturday, February 1st from 10 to 11:30 at the Owatonna Public Library. There'll be several celebrity readers, and kids preschool through 8 years old will be able to walk away with a free book. So make sure you check that out this Saturday, February 1st. It's a Winter Wonderland Gala this Saturday as well at 6 p.m. at the Owatonna Country Club. The proceeds are benefiting the early childhood and family education. Evening includes cocktail hour, dinner, raffle, and music brought to you by Tonic Solfa. If you want more information, you can contact Christy Jepson at 507-213-0787 and find out more information about that fun event. And want to let you know that the Riverbend Nature Center is allowing people to rent cross-country skis, and they're very nominal fee for $5 for members, $10 for non-members. And their rental department is open from Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4, and on Saturday from 9:30 to 3. Great way to get out and enjoy this beautiful snow we have right now. And then the Nature Center invites you to join them for their first Nature at Night Youth Lock on Friday, February 14th through February 15th. The adventure will include exploring the Nature Center after dark and learning more about the animals that come out once the sun has gone down. It's the full moon, so weather should be great, and there'll be snowshoeing, kick sledding, night hike, as well as movie, pizza, arts, crafts. A lot of great opportunity. It's an overnight lock-in, begins 6 o'clock on Friday, and you can contact the Riverbend Nature Center for more information. It'd be a great time for your kids to get out and, like we said, enjoy the beautiful area. The Owatonna Senior Place Senior Programming Grandparents and Grandchildren Ice Fishing event is going to be at Lake Chase. It has been rescheduled for Saturday, February 15th at the same time. Mark your calendars. It's going to be a great time for grandparents and grandchildren to get together and ice fish and have a good time just hanging out together. And you're invited to join an honest conversation about marijuana and youth. It's at the February 13th from 1 to 1:30, and it's the Mall of America in the Great Room. Registration is $20. You can contact marrch.org for more information. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you on Friday.